Hello everyone. So I believe I've been on uh, YouTube now, or at least for my YouTube channel for about a year, or actually exactly a year to this day, 21st of November. And I thought I'd do something very different for this little sort of 1 year special, I suppose we could call it. Um, I'm quite a fan of doing little graphs or sort of diagrams of the books that I've read, and I started these in 2018. Now I think, and this is generally when I was getting properly into reading, so not too long ago, of course. I think it would be quite valuable um, for you guys to get into this sort of thing. It's definitely it helps you appreciate it helps you contemplate the books that you've read, and when you see them all laid out, it's quite a nice feeling, I suppose. It's kind of a cozy feeling. Um, I will say for this year I haven't really done this sort of this write up. You can see here I've rated them all, and I've done excerpts, and I've done quotes, and I've written little opinions. And this is just a small version. This was just when I was getting into reading. As you can see here, so I'll just scroll in. So I like the idea of collating all the books that I've read and sort of lining them up in this sort of fashion and sort of rating them all and giving. I mean, I've got quite a lot of detail here. Their page numbers, when it was published, and what I thought about them as well. And even set up some little excerpts here. So it's a nice way to sort of revisit a book, and just I also just like to put this offer list at the bottom with some pictures as well. I don't know, it's just something fun to do. So some of these books I'll probably review, and obviously some I already have. That's 2018. Now 2019 is similar look. It's a little bit bigger this time. I mean, these are images that I create over a year, so they can get quite big and sort of convoluted. And the next one we'll see is it's a bit better. But so you can see here, I'm just reading. My reading sort of changes quite a lot. It goes from sort of horror back to sort of fantasy, and then historical fiction, or not historical fiction, sort of just historical literature, literary stuff, mythology, back to sort of, well, there's all sorts. I mean, you can see here it's quite varied. I'd like to think, and I've got all my excerpts here. This took a while. I mean, I created these on Paint, so it's yeah, you can see just now. I was reading on Kindle at the time for 2018, and for this image as well, 2019. All these different images here, all these different excerpts and stuff. For this one, I also rated the books as well. So I've got an orange circle for a good book, and then a golden sort of star for a even better book. All this sort of stuff here. So yeah, I highly recommend it. It definitely helps you contemplate each book. I mean, obviously this can seem like a lot of work, but it's kind of just fun if you listen to music and you just sort of contemplate the stuff that you've read. And I even included some documents I made about various things, and just helpful. I mean, I've not done that much this year at all, really. I quite like this one. This is last year's one. It's a little bit more slimmed, pared down, but it's I like the aesthetic a lot more. It's quite like this one actually. I still wrote little summaries and stuff, and this little orange line you can see here is when I went back to physical. So it's been a little while since I've been reading back in physical copies of books. So you can see just the sort of the varied nature of of my reading, I suppose. Again, you can see some of these. This one as well. Just this stuff here, like for example, recall for Landseer in this book about dogs and art. I did recall for the author's voice. Very enjoyable stories of manuscript. I'm basically telling myself to remember the books for certain reasons. Some of my favourite books here. Oh, I left that in TNR 10. That's just Times New Roman 10, just to remember what the font was. But anyway, you can see here quite nice projects to do really. And the last one I'll just quickly go to here because I don't want to some of these are kind of secrets as well, stuff that I'm reading, but that's not a great image actually, but that's the reading for this year. Not too much. I've been mainly focusing on writing, but yep, that's really it. That's all I wanted to cover really. It's been a year on Oldenward Books. I realise I've not been doing too much in the way of reviews, but I hope my mouse keeps changing, scrolling in and out. But I will get back to reviews eventually. I'm trying to focus on a difficult story at the moment actually, in terms of writing my own sort of story. What else is there to say? Just I guess thanks for sticking around, and I certainly didn't think I was going to be doing this for a year. It's been enjoyable. It's I know that the video quality has not been too great, admittedly. Sometimes I just like to go down and record without having to worry about video quality. I mean, sometimes I remember in the Algernon Blackwood, or was it the Riddlemaster trilogy, where the camera basically just went into darkness as I recorded, so I realised that those weren't too great. The video quality is getting a lot better, with my phone at least. I do have this new webcam, but I need to figure it out. Yeah, so see how that goes. It's all sort of, I guess it's just trial and error. So yeah, I definitely recommend doing something like this. It's quite enjoyable, quite fun. And in terms of the channel, just hopefully see where it goes. I finally figured out a book to get after about 2 weeks of searching, as well as being ill and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, I finally figured out a book. It's Malpertuis. It's an obscure Belgian work, I believe. It's quite literary and dark. It'll actually be coming soon, so I will eventually be doing a review for that. But yeah, thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.